loud.
What's happening?
Yes. I'm trying to put this on for time.
Keep this okay, please.
I got it.
And yes, Judge, and that's a true story. The equipment is dying because it's too hot. So,
Ah.
so the fan needs to be
All right, thanks, Mom. Bye-bye. All right, so that's for Sean. You do not want anyone coming to your office, sitting on your desk or moving your papers around. If you sit on her desk, if you move her papers around, on my lunch break, I will come there, I will sit on your desk and I will move your papers around. So do not do that to her. Where Travis is, these are the deputies. They're in charge of court security. They bring inmates from that back area. Do not stand and block that. I've already given the deputies permission. If there's an issue of security with protection and you're in the way, whatever happens, happens. And Mr. Stevens is like looking at me dead on. He knows what I'm talking about. All right. Do not approach the court coordinator asking for a continuance, asking for a reset. I'm the only person who can give that to you. To my left, Diana, could you raise your hand? Thank you. That's the court reporter. My instructions are getting longer because staff has come to me with these issues. That is her desk. Do not lean on her desk. Do not put your papers on her desk. Her equipment costs about $20,000. If you break it, you've bought it and you're paying for it. So you see those microphones that are up there? They're expensive. So do not get all lazy. I wouldn't say lazy, but do not get all free with putting your paper up there and rubbing your hand across, because when you do that, you're messing with her equipment. Do not sit on her desk. Do not hover around her. She wants her space. If your client does not speak English or feels better speaking in another language, whether you speak their language or not, an interpreter will be needed. Once an interpreter is called, do not leave the courtroom. We have a limited number of interpreters. The other thing, do not approach the court unless you've conferred with the state, conferred with your client. Does everyone understand the instructions? If everyone follows these instructions, it's going to be a beautiful Tuesday. So everyone, please confer with kindness in your heart and joy for seeing today. Thank you, Mark Stevens.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Hello.
Morning, Judge.
Oh, do not approach unless you've asked the clerk to pull the file. I have to add that to the instructions as well.
Nice. Oh.
He's working on it. He's working on it for.
Oh, only 380,000 items remaining.
Laura Ashby.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
That's my client right there.
Yes.
No, Judge, it was my understanding that a case is going to go today for a murder
Yeah.
trial.
No, you all are scheduled for jury trial.
I'm sorry.
You all are scheduled for jury trial today.
I understand.
Okay.
And I guess I just need some clarification only because if we're going to go, that's fine.
All right. So come back at 1. Could everyone please whisper?
Just one consideration I was asking for from the court is that I have a written hearing scheduled in Hayes County this morning. And it's like a really big deal because it's hard to get these dates. He's already been in jail for like a month longer than he should be trying to get this date. So if we weren't going to go at 1:30, it'd be really greatly appreciated if I could head up there to take care of that situation. She's on bond.
Okay, well, she's on bond and I don't know why she's before me chewing gum and with attitude. And that attitude is directed towards you. So why are you chewing, just 1 second, why are you chewing gum in court?
I'm sorry.
All right. So here's the thing, what you must understand. Look at me. Guess what? Everyone has a job to do. You are not his only client. The only way you can be assured that you are an attorney's only client is if you're paying them enough money so they can live off of your case. If you're paying him $500,000, I'm sure you could be his only client, but he has other clients and he has a client that's in Hayes County. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right. So there's no reason to get angry and upset with him. And actually, the first case on the docket is a murder case. Your case is not number one on the docket. Now, if the murder case takes care of itself, it may, then you will be there. Do you understand?
Yes.
So there's no reason to be angry with him or upset with him because you want your case to go today. If you wanted your case today, we could have went on May 22nd when your attorney was getting discovery. So, counsel, this is what I'll do. I will recall your case for tomorrow because if the other case does not go, then your case, this should be a simple trial because it's a drug case.
Yes, Your Honor.
So I think if we were to pick a jury trial in the morning on Wednesday, then this would be done fairly quickly.
Okay, I'll be here tomorrow at 9 a.m.
All right, Caroline, could you give them a reset form for tomorrow at 9 a.m. on Laura Ashby? And counsel, once she signed the reset form, you're all excused. Good luck on your writ. And how far is Hayes County from here?
We're downtown about an hour and 10.
Okay. What city is that?
San Marcos.
Ah, yes. All right, and who's the person who said they're hiring an attorney? If you'll come forward. What's your name? All right, Caroline, can you look up 400-525? That's a SID number.
How you doing this morning? ma'am?
Great, how are you doing? Thanks for
Fine.
dressing appropriately for court.
Thank you, man.
I always appreciate that.
I appreciate you.
You already have an attorney appointed. If you would like, we could actually have him come here so he can speak to you.
Okay, because I never received a call back from him.
All right, we're going to take care of that today, okay?
Okay, and that's the reason that I'll seek Miss Sophia Martinez. So I like just need a little time so I could hire her.
All right, are you seeking to hire her?
I'm seeking to hire you.
All right. Would you,
But I'll consider talking and listening to the gentleman that was assigned.
oh,
to
do
me.
you want to speak to him or no?
I would talk to him, see what he has to offer, because I mean, I never got a call back. I'm sure that he was busy at the time, so
All right, if you have a seat, we'll make sure he comes here.
yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Morning. John Myers. MYERS, Chief Officer.
All right, I'm David Woodard. I just texted the company board. All right, John Meyer.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, if you all will be back here at 1:15.
Okay, I was a little bit confused because she instructed somebody to come back tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock.
That's a drug case.
Okay, and so different city.
That's a different case.
We're here, and if there's any way, Judge, we would like for these cases to get reached and get tried. I think this is the fourth setting, and I'm driving down from Austin
Okay.
to be here, and I'm happy to be here, but I'd like to get the cases tried if we can.
All right, if you'll come back here at 1:15 and we'll see where we are. Okay.
Thank you.
Judge, we'd also talked about a motion to suppress in advance of trial. And the court told us to do our research. We've done ours. We think it's a pretty
State?
good case for that.
I've done some research, and so I'm ready for a motion to suppress. I think that the court prefers to run those with trials, so.
How many witnesses is it for the motion to suppress? Allegedly. Or approximately, I guess I should say.
Probably, I'm not sure, Judge. I mean, we definitely need the affiance.
Okay.
But there's some other officers that gave some information, and I'm not sure which of those we need. But because my understanding was that you'd like to run those.
Yes, because this is not going to be dispositive, is it?
If-
Because if I rule, I don't know how I'm going to rule because I haven't heard anything, but if I rule against the defense, you all still going to want jury trial, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But if the court rules in our favor, which we really think it should. And by the way, Judge, this won't require any witnesses. It's a search warrant affidavit. So it's on the four corners of the document.
Is this about a search warrant?
Yes, ma'am. But I would like to get some testimony from the affiant, who's one of the officers.
Okay, if there's no objection, if somebody's complaining that on the face of the search warrant, there's some issue with it, if you all will give the court a copy of the search warrant, if there's no objection to it, I'll read it over my break.
Okay, we can get that done.
Is everybody okay with that? Is there going to be an objection to that?
No, ma'am.
And we have our motions on file on both cases.
Okay.
I've not filed a response to those motions, Judge. I thought we were just gonna have a hearing on that and argue.
Oh, no. I understand.
Yes, ma'am.
So what we can do is you all come back at 1:15 because we're gonna have a jury seated at 1:30. We'll see what happens with the murder case. Maybe it'll go, maybe it won't go. If not, then you all will be up. But if someone will give me a copy of the search warrant and I'll review that. And then maybe I can see if there's something in there, what parties are complaining about.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank
And
you.
then give us a chance, right, to argue it, Judge, at least orally to the court.
Yes, but I will tell you, it won't be set today because the state is telling me they have witnesses. But if I review it and on its face, there's an issue, I'll of course let you all both know what the issue is that I see. And then if people still want to go forward, they can go forward and I will keep an open mind.
Great, thank you.
All right, is everyone okay with that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
You just hand the warrants to your clerk.
Yes, if you do that and come back at 1:15.
Yes, ma'am.
Andy Maldonado,
Good morning, Judge.
good morning.
He's in the middle.
He's in the building.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I
So,
need to X's.
no, all right. So, Mr. Maldonado, are you accepting the state's offer or no?
Judge, before we proceed, we have one more piece of discovery. We're waiting from them. They have got it. It's a huge 300 some odd thousand file phone download, but they're downloading it as we speak.
Yes,
So
sir. I've been transferring the file since, it's been about 24 hours since I started transferring the file, and it's 70% complete.
Okay.
I would imagine maybe by the end of the day, it should be done and I can hand it over to defense. It's just a matter of date.
All right. And does he have the item to receive?
Yes, he's actually given me a large external hard drive, and that's what's being transferred. It's being transferred from the thumb drive as it exists in the state's possession to the defense external hard drive, and it's about 70% complete at this moment.
Caroline, on this case, we're going to extend the plea deadline date to August 21st.
thank you, Judge.
All right. Is there anything else?
Nothing from the state.
All
No,
right.
thank
Is your client expected to make bond?
No,
All right. So we'll bring you back on August 21st, and that will be your plea deadline date.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. I'm sorry, August 21st.
21st. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Jason Romero. Who's the attorney for Jason? Thank you. All right. Have you had a chance to confer with the state on this case?
Judge, we were looking at it yesterday. There's a unindicted case on the robbery charge, Judge.
Yes.
There's no reports on it as of yesterday and this morning. There's only video. So Jason knows about it, and we're trying to see what's gonna happen with that unindicted case, but
All right. So state, when do you expect to have information?
Judge, it happened on July sixth.
yeah, it's a fairly new case, Judge.
So I mean, I know today's August first, so I usually always said back then 30 days minimum.
30 days? Okay.
Yeah, so
September 11th?
that should be sufficient. That's more than 30 days from today.
Okay.
That's fine, Judge.
All right, we will see you then. But before you go, the court is in receipt of a violation report. Have you had a chance to review that?
Yes, Judge.
All right, so with regards to the violation report, when was the robbery alleged to have been committed?
July sixth, Your Honor.
Well, that's
Let me check.
before.
Yeah, the robbery wasn't alleged on the violation. I've received two violation reports, but they're not alleged. It's not alleged.
Looks like the attorney saw, the ID was July 23rd
Okay,
when that happened.
all right. So I've received a violation report, and this is his fourth violation report. Honestly, I don't think he should be on bond, because this is the fourth violation report, and he was given, not by me, but he was given a PR bond for unlawfully carrying a weapon with a felony conviction, and a PR bond for evading arrest, detention, second or more. And then now we have these violations. And since the state is telling me that the robbery case was before these, I'm not even considering that, because that happened before. I know sometimes judges will look at the fact that somebody had a prior offense, but since there's another judge who gave him a PR bond and not me, I'm only looking at the fact that this is your fourth violation. And now we have,
Just to give you a little timeline. July sixth was the alleged date of the robbery, and then a warrant was issued on July 23rd. And then he was arrested on July 29th, and also the failure to appear at the same time. Allegedly.
all right. So if you want, I'm gonna issue a judge's warrant. And if you want to have a hearing, I will reset it within 14 days for you to have a hearing, or either you can just come in and get a setting from the coordinator whenever you want a hearing for a bond setting. Mr. Romero, do you understand why I'm issuing a judge's warrant?
Yes.
Okay. If you have any questions about anything that I'm doing, feel free to ask, because I want you to know that I'm treating you fairly.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So I'm going to issue a judge's warrant and remand you without bond. But your attorney can come in at any time and we can have a hearing where a bond can be set for you. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you have any questions about anything? Defense, anything? Okay. All right. So we'll see you back on September 11th. But again, your attorney can come back at any time on the bond issue. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
And Norma, if you can get in touch with David Woodard and tell him he has a client here.
Yes, sir.
Hey, guys.
It's the sister of the problem. You do remember that it's.
All right. Thank you.
Robin Hernandez. Robin Hernandez. She shares.
Yes. You're up on the wall. You're welcome.
Thanks, Joe. All right, who's here on Christopher Davis? Hello,
Good morning, Your Honor.
good morning. Yes, where are we? Everybody's doing, what is this?
Here. I don't.
Well, Judge,
I mean, we're
he's
here.
set for trial, but I understand there may be a murder ahead of us. And so Brittany and I were talking about the possibility of when the next trial date would be, if we're gonna get a next trial date.
All right, let's see where we are with this case.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll have you back at 1:15.
Okay. Hang on.
Welcome. Who's on? Robin Hernandez? Okay,
So, yes, you put a warrant down.
all right. Did you call the bondsman?
Not yet.
Do you want to call the bondsman and see if they know where she is, or do you want to go forward with the hearing?
I'll call and see if they know.
Okay. And then after that, we'll take it up. It's for 97. Who are the parties on Antonio Rios? Good morning, Mr. Sawyer. It's always great to see you.
Good morning, Your Honor. Pleasure to be here.
All right, we're going to go on the record. Court is calling 2022 CR 6495, State of Texas versus Antonio Rios III. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar with the state of Texas.
Defense.
Michael J. Sawyer for the defendant, Your Honor.
And are you Antonio Rios III?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you what's entitled motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision, and states motion to supplement pending motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Antonio Rios III who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2022 CR 6495 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance? Penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams on September 20th, 2022 for a term of 6 years. Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 4 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Antonio Rios III, then and there failed to report to the supervision officer as directed for the month of December 2022 in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, Your Honor.
Your Honor, state waives all the violations.
Any objection?
None, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, it's SATIC followed by after.
Is that the agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I guess,
All right, if you can lower your hand, make sure you speak up, state your name for the record.
Antonio Rios the third.
All right. So why do you feel you need to go to SATA?
Well, I really had a pretty hard time, trying to make it out here in the free world, and lost my home, and job was going pretty slow, and just didn't have a car or anything to work with, so I couldn't really put myself out there.
SATA is not for people who've lost their homes. So we're back to, why do you feel that you need SATA?
Oh, I guess
No, not I guess.
for me to help me with the problem that I've had for a while.
And what is that?
Having drug problem.
And what drug is that?
That was methamphetamine.
All right. And I see your tattoos. Is any of that gang related?
Oh, no, man, they're just regular pet tattoos.
Probation, has there been a gang evaluation done on him? Here's the thing. Many times I'm asking about tattoos because I'm curious, but there are also some tattoos that are gang related. If you're not honest with me about your gang affiliation, you know what's going to end up happening? You're going to be sitting at the jail, if I follow this agreement, waiting to go to SATA, and then SATA is going to discover that you're a gang member and you're not going to be eligible for SATA. And then it's going to come right back here. So any gang affiliation?
No, that's whatsoever.
Okay.
Or if I may.
Yes.
I had that conversation with my client. I don't know advance, of course, position in these matters. I know any symbols related to. And that's 13, next to mafia, any gangs after, and he said no. We just tattoos he had acquired.
Okay. All right. Probation, is this your recommendation? Yes. All right. What have you done on probation other than not appear?
What I have done the Zoom class, participated on Zoom with my probation officer.
So you're saying you did orientation where you checked in?
Yes.
And Vashawn, you're saying no?
3 months.
So that's all you've done. So basically you have done nothing.
Right.
So why should I continue you?
Just so I don't have to be out there in the streets and doing the same thing again. I don't want.
No, but everybody over in the box and everybody who goes to prison would love to say, give me a chance so that I won't be out there doing the same thing.
Right.
That's not a good reason. It doesn't appear that you've done well on probation.
I haven't, Your Honor, that's true, but given the fact that I had no place to go, it didn't give me the chance to get myself out there.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, though, why is the court, because this is a criminal court, why is the court responsible for you having a place to go?
It'll help me find myself, I guess. I'm trying to do better for my life, and with a program like this.
How old are you?
48.
All right, I can say this because I've had family members who were your age and actually older who are saying they're trying to find themselves. You should have already found yourself.
Right.
That gap year, although I wasn't allowed a gap year, but that gap year is from the time you leave high school before you go to college, so you can supposedly find yourself. In my household, you can find yourself in a room, you can find yourself at a job, but nobody's going to be sitting around this house finding themselves without working or going to school. Do you have children?
Yes, I do. They're grown up.
And what are their ages?
28 and 29.
And did you participate in their upbringing?
Yes, I've took them at their upbringing.
When did you start using drugs?
After when I was like maybe 28, 29.
Okay. Well, let me just tell you. Deputy Laura always says that probation in this court is very hard. And it's hard because, one, I'm trying to give you the tools you need to rehabilitate yourself. But sometimes it's too hard for people and they come right back.
Well, I have been clean for the past 6 months, 8 months.
So I'm going to give you a choice. Some people I cannot give choices. I already know what choice Deputy Laura would choose because she's already told me sometimes which choice she would choose. So here's your choice for today.
Okay.
One, I think ISF cognitive and substantive would be better for you than SATA. So I could send you there, or either I will revoke you and give you 3 years in the prison. You will do your time. Maybe you'll get paroled early, maybe not, but at most you'll do 3 years. Then when you get out, if you still want to find yourself, you can find yourself hopefully without picking up new cases. There are plenty of free rehab places you can go to. My understanding, San Antonio has some great shelters because there's the Salvation Army, there's Haven for Hope, there's all of that here in San Antonio that is for free. So which you would prefer?
Would like to participate in the program.
Okay. All right. I'm going to deny the motion. Alter and amend conditions to include ISF, cognitive and substantive. There's to be the UA hotline upon release. And that's until further notice. And I've previously ordered employment for you. So proof of employment within 45 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. And probation will continue with the previously ordered field visits. And that's 1 time per month.
Thank you, George.
Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court to be
No,
successful?
thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, we can go off the record from here on out in your life. Everything that you do, there are 2 questions you should ask yourself. You know what those 2 questions are? First question is what I'm doing, could it potentially result in me going to prison for 20 years? If the answer is yes, don't do it. If the answer is maybe, don't do it. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And this court, communication is key. You have not been communicating with anyone. So if there's an issue, you need to let probation know. If you feel as though probation is not addressing that issue, then come to the court. We're always here. Do you understand?
So,
All right, good luck to you.
thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all I have, may I be excused.
Yes,
Have a good
thank
night.
you. Tell your wife I said hi. Mom and I say hi. Who's here on Ashley Caballero? Probation, this is no application. And just 1 moment. All right, before we go on the record, this is a possession less than a gram case. Were you pregnant during this time? No, ma'am. All right. I'm not inclined to do a no application on her. Obviously, she has a drug problem and she's pregnant.
She is pregnant, Your Honor. She is telling me that she has been clean since this arrest in December of 2022. And then she came pregnant and she's right now, she's 3.5 months along. So she's telling me she has been clean.
All right. Do you live in Bear County?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not going to do no application on her. If you all want to apply for probation, I'll give her probation, but I'm not doing no application.
Okay, Judge. We have to finish the
Bashan? On Rose Padilla. It's cause number 2015 CR 3473. Could you set that for compliance so I can make sure that she is on a tiered plan to pay off the restitution she owes? Thank you.
Judge, would you like me to give these to normal?
Yes.
The motions and the affidavits and.
And the search warrants?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I'm sorry, if you'll give me the search warrant and the affidavit and I'll review that. Oh, sure. Research is always
Good,
great.
good, great. I'll give these to Hank.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I love research. I love reading.
I'm not so sure how I feel about it, tell you the truth. Get too old for research.
Ah.
Judge, can I borrow that? paperwork so that she
Sure.
can-
I gave them the file back with the paperwork. Who's there? Michaela Guerra? All right, what's the off docket matter?
We were set for contest on August 31st. We were set last week. You asked me to file probation asked me to file a discovery motion so I can get a copy of their file,
Ah, okay.
those items. And so based on my experiences, if you sign the order, I give it to probation, they send it to their staff attorney and they email it to me within a week.
All right. Have you spoken with Ms. Abrams?
I have.
All right. You had a chance to review everything?
Yes,
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Hi. All right, how are you doing? All right. Oh, there's a gentleman here who said he was going to hire you. His name is what's his name? Orozco. He's here in the court today. Yeah. So I don't know if you wanted to talk to him. Okay.
Judge, Mrs. Hernandez. Robin Hernandez.
Yes.
I called the bondsman. They thought she was gonna be here. She's not here. Would you consider if she shows up, we calling it tomorrow? I can come back tomorrow.
All right. She'll need to be here tomorrow at exactly at 9 because we'll be in jury trial.
I'll be here at 9.
Okay.
I'll do my best to get her here. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Norma, on Robin Hernandez recall for tomorrow at 9. Yes. Everyone, the court is recessing at 11:30. And Norma, if you can let Mr. Orozco know that he can come back tomorrow for David or hire the attorney he wants to, but we'll recall him for tomorrow. It's pre-indictment though. His name is Roy Orozco. Roy Orozco. That's him. I just have him come back for tomorrow. Yes. And your attorney the attorney who was appointed for you will be here tomorrow. And then you can also call any attorney that you say you're going to hire.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then Norm, the other people are here. They have not had contact with their attorneys. So we can see if we can get their attorneys here. Yes. Who is it? Rosado. All right. If you'll come forward, please. Okay, and this is the person who refused? Yes. All right. So my understanding, you want to hire an attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm giving you 3 weeks. You need to come in with an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Just do it.
I will.
All right. All right. And you'll let Ms. Ferguson know to give him a reset date for 3 weeks. Gilbert Pruitt. I'll see you on this side. All right, Mr. Pruitt, today is the day you let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer.
Judge, I'm asking that he be evaluated for sanity and insanity. I have a concern.
Concerned that he was insane at the time of the offense, or do you have concern with his competency?
Sanity, that, and also competency issues.
All right, they can't do the sanity evaluation if he's incompetent. So
Right.
have you talked to him about his case?
Yes, I have.
All right, Ms. Ferguson? On Pruitt, he says he needs a competency evaluation. Your attorney has requested a competency evaluation. You understand? All right. So we'll give you a new date.
Judge.
Thank you.
Come back on September 7th, judges.
All right, we'll bring you back on September 7th.
Okay.
Someone did great work on your tattoos, at least the forearm tattoos. Is that supposed to be Deadpool behind the clown or no?
It's it.
Hmm? Yeah, no, I know that's the clown, but what's behind the clown?
Oh, his balloon.
Ah, okay. Ah, okay, I see it now with the sailboat in it. All right,
Sure.
thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Council, you need to have that motion filed today.
Okay.
Thank you. Bashan, can I see you for a moment, please?
Budget signing come back on August 21st. I'm gonna put in this next one, but we don't hear anything else.
Kevin Owens.
Just step down. Should be right back.
Okay, all right.
Let me see if he's just in the hallway.
Sure, no problem.
Good morning.
Tyrone Shepherd.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Would you
Where's
like my
Mr.
Mr. Shepherd, please? He's on his way. Now, you had set this for a trial setting, but it was contingent upon a mental health evaluation, which as far as
Yes.
I'm aware, hasn't happened yet.
Oh, come forward, Mr. Shepherd. So, Mr. Shepherd, have you spoke to a doctor or not at all?
I have something set up on August 8th.
August 8th?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. He has an evaluation scheduled for August 8th. So do we want to bring this back on the 7th as well?
What date?
September 7th.
Sure, we can do that.
All right, so we'll come back on September 7th. Just get a reset form for Ms. Ferguson, then you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Ashley Caballero. Court is calling 2023 CR 1351, State of Texas versus Ashley Caballero. And probation, this is an application. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Angela Blick.
And are you Ms. Caballero?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, sir.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Caballero, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, everyone, just give me 2 minutes. Just remain right here.
Yes.
I don't want us to be.
All right.
No, I can see. I'll check and see. All right, everyone, please be seated. And Norma, I'll give you that docket so you can look. Oh, I don't know what, oh. Here you go. All right, I'm sorry about that.
No problem.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you sign it in all the appropriate places? You're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram. That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years at the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your agreement. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent? Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights? And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if any time your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Caballero, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you? Thank you. And to get you to enter this plea? Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented? Okay, I'm gonna need you to speak
ma'am.
up. Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea. All right, counsels, could you all approach for a moment? All right, we're going to go back on the record. So I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea, the state is recommending deferred adjudication and a $500 fine. Of course, the court will hear argument on the fine, but usually the court probates the fine. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes,
Wait till I finish.
Oh.
And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 100 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. I submit State's Exhibit 1 in the attachments.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, and state you may be excused to continue to confer. Ms. Caballero, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence state's exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We just request the court waive or probate the entire fine.
All right, the court will probate the fine. Ms. Caballero, how many children do you have?
I have 7.
7? Everyone, please whisper. And what are their ages?
I have 18, 17, 16, 11, 10, 9, and a 7.
Wait, 11, 10.
9,
9.
and 7.
All right, and now you have a baby on the way?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're 18, 17, 16, 11, 10, 9, and 7. Where are they?
My 3 oldest are with their dad. My 10-year-old and my 9-year-old are adopted by my cousin. My 11-year-old and my 7-year-old are adopted by my brother.
So because you're saying adopted, I'm assuming there was a CPS case? And what happened with the CPS case?
I voluntarily signed over my rights.
All right, what were they asking you to do that you did not do?
I didn't comply with my house service. I needed 1 room to be completed and it wasn't completed on time. So.
Child Protective Services does not have you signing away your rights because of place.
I was doing everything I was supposed to. It's just, it wasn't, my house wasn't completed to get my kids back on time. So it was either the state took them or they voluntarily signed over my rights.
Child Protective Services, that's not the way it works. The way Child Protective Services works. And I will tell you, I think your attorney may have handled Child Protective. You have not?
Not many.
All right, I've handled plenty of Child Protective Services cases. And what you're telling me, that's not the way it works. You know how it works? They give you a year to get your life together, to try to get your children back. And what ends up happening is you have a babysitter for free for a year. And what they want you to do is not use drugs. They want you sober. They want you to have a place for your children. They want you to be able to financially support your children. Now, if your housing is not ready, because they help you get housing.
Yes, it was just that's what it was, the placement, my housing. It was just, they said that one of the rooms wasn't completely finished because I had to rebuild my rooms.
No, let me just tell you, what you're telling me now is not true. And let me tell you why I say it's not true. Now, that may be a part of it, but that's not the whole reason, because I've just told you, Child Protective Services, if you need housing for your children, guess what? They will help you get housing for your children. If there's a problem with the house where you're staying at, where maybe it's not up to code, guess what? Child Protective Services will help you get your house up to code. They do all of that. But if your house is not up to code, if you're moving a man in that you're not supposed to be moving in, and if you're still doing drugs, no, Child Protective Services is not giving your child back. And they will give you a year to get your act together. And if you have your act together within that year, but you still need a little thing, like, for example, you're telling me you need your housing, they will extend it. So the fact that all these children you have, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you don't have any of them in your custody and all of them were adopted out, that tells me not only did you not do anything within a year, and the fact that they didn't extend you, because it doesn't sound like they extended you, that means that you were not doing anything. And now you're about to have another child. Are you employed?
No.
When's the last time you had employment?
5 years ago.
I'm sorry?
5 years ago.
5 years ago. And is the father of this child the same father of your other children?
No, ma'am.
Who's the father of the 18-year-old?
His dad, Christopher.
Christopher?
Solis.
So Christopher is the father of 18, 17, and 16-year-old? Who's the father of the 11-year-old?
Daniel Delaveres.
Who's the father of the 10 and 9-year-old?
The same.
And the 7-year-old?
Same.
And this child?
No, not this one.
So how often are you using meth?
Well, I was using it often when they took away my kids, but when I signed them over.
See, now this is where the dishonesty come in. I asked you, why were your rights taken away from you? And what did you tell me? Housing. And I even told you, I've done CPS cases and they don't just take it away for housing. Now you come back with, I was using when they took my children away and I signed.
After I got my kids taken from me.
Yeah.
That's when I started using meth.
How many times were you using meth?
After they took my kids, I was using it on everyday thing.
All right. And how many times were you using it before CPS even got involved in
I
your life?
wasn't using nothing
Oh, so why did CPS get involved in your life?
because my daughter had an accident.
Which daughter?
My youngest, my 7-year-old.
What accident did she have?
She fell from the second floor balcony to down the second floor balcony under the father's watch.
Okay. So let me explain something to you. Children cannot support themselves. And it appears to the court that you're just having children and allowing somebody else to support them. For example, if I were to have a child, I can't say, oh, cute baby, and then put them at Travis Park and say, good luck to you. And that's what you've been doing with all of your children. You haven't raised a single one of them and you haven't been working. So let me just tell you, I'm gonna help you with that. And I don't know why you're getting attitude with me. You haven't raised any of your children. None of your children are with you. You have an 18-year-old, 17. Here's the thing. You have an 18-year-old, 17-year-old, 16-year-old, 11-year-old, 10-year-old, 9-year-old, 7-year-old, and none of them are with you. You're not raising them. You haven't been working. You just told me in 5 years. You haven't been financially supporting any of them. Now you have a baby on the way. But I'm going to help you with that. So I'm going to sentence her to 4 years deferred adjudication. There's going to be a TAP evaluation in custody. And she's to follow all recommendations of TAP. Other than this felony case, does she have any other felonies
Not on her, well, pending, Your Honor, or in her record.
on her record?
I believe she has one other felony. on
For
her
what?
record. I'm not,
Unauthorized use of a vehicle.
okay, I know it's a state jail felony, Your Honor. She says unauthorized use.
All right, she's going to do a TAP evaluation in custody. All the recommendations will be followed. If TAP says that she's not to do inpatient treatment before she's released, we're going to come back to court and find out what treatment program she needs to be in with whatever treatment court that's available. You're going to get employment. Proof of it. And I understand if it ends up being a difficult pregnancy, which I hope it will not be,
It already is.
then we will do something about the employment. I know my mom worked until 9 months.
I know she's explained to me she's already a high risk.
All right. There's going to be proof of employment within 45 days of release. And if she can't work, then she'll need to find she need to have a doctor's excuse. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Once she's released, I'm going to want random field visits. 1 time per month until further notice. We're going to do the UA hotline until further notice. 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Make sure that's intensive parenting classes. And once she completes that, the community service hours will be waived. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. She is not allowed to reside in any home with minors. There's a $500 fine that will be probated. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. How far did you go in school?
I went up to the 10th grade
Why didn't you graduate?
because I was going down the route path.
Okay. And do a gang evaluation on her, please. Probation, is there anything else she needs? Anything else you need from the court?
No, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? All right, and did you review the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. I know you probably say Stephanie Boyd is being hard on me, but somebody needs to be hard on you, because you just can't go through this world having children and wanting somebody else to support them. And that's what's been happening. You can't go through this world and not have employment. The only people who are allowed to not really have employment are eccentric, wealthy people, because they already have the money, but you're going to have to get a job. You can't be finding yourself now. You know the reason why you don't have time to find yourself? Because you have all these children and you continue to have more children. So it's going to have to stop. You understand?
Yeah. I do.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thanks, Judge. Thank you.
Cameron Moore. Who's here on Cameron Nicholas Moore? Hi, Mr. Cox.
This is
I think he brought family members with him.
oh, I see. Yeah, yes.
Hi, is that his father?
It's my father, yeah.
All right, you can have a seat. We're not going to do it. The attorney will let you know what's going to happen. How old are you?
24, man.
All right, you're 24.
That's right.
It's great to have family support in court, but guess what? According to the fact that you're here, you're an adult,
Yes, ma'am.
but it's always nice to bring support.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we have two charges here. What is happening? State.
Judge States made an offer. We're still reaching out to some of the witnesses in that case. It's a deadly conduct case.
Okay,
The first thing, Judge, it was indicted on the 27th of June.
okay. And counsel, do you know if you have all discovery?
I'm looking through, Judge, I should know by next setting. I'm gonna go back, make sure we have everything.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. Can you reset this 1 month for a plea deadline date? I'm sorry, not plea deadline, for discovery.
Thank you, Judge.
Sure.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Look at this. I got 3 thank yous. It's going to be a beautiful day. I'll have to ask my mom if they meant it though.
We can't get September 7th, you know. You giving everybody else September 7th.
Yeah, no.
We'll take
She
it.
went from August 29th to what date, Ms. Ferguson? All right, not December 5th,
No,
September 5th.
September 5th.
All right, we'll see you back on September 5th.
Thank you very much.
Just sign the reset form. And thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Thank you very much, Judge.
All right. All right, and could I see Mr. Casablanca? Yes. Antonio Casablanca. Hi. I'm sorry, who?
Mr. Mauer.
Okay. All right, Mr. Casablanca, how are you doing today?
Pretty good, Your Honor, and yourself?
Oh, I'm doing fine. It's, it's not too hot outside. At least it hasn't started out to be hot. All right, Mr. Casablanca. Here's the issue. Veterans Treatment Court is not going to accept you. Are you aware of that?
No.
All right, they're not going to accept you because they say that you're a gang member. So these are your choices. And they have you as documented. So you have a choice in this court.
Yes, ma'am.
You're going to be on gang supervision. You can either accept that or not. If you choose, here's the thing. If you choose not to sign the conditions
I signed the conditions for
gang supervision,
Yes, ma'am.
has he signed those, Ms. Abrams?
I signed a copy of gang supervision. I never rejected gang supervision.
Okay. Because the last time we were here, you kept saying you were not a gang member.
Well, I'm not a gang member, should not be mistaken for the White House, like.
No, I know. You're saying that White House because you love the White House.
No, well, it's actually because my last name is Casablanca, if you translate Casablanca.
Oh, yeah, I know. My Spanish is not that bad. Okay. So you're going to be with the gang unit.
Yes, ma'am. They just came to my house.
Okay.
I think the main issue, Your Honor,
Mhm.
according to the motion to revoke, is basically Mr. Casablanca's attitude
Mhm.
and the failure to submit UAs.
The second probation officer I had, after I turned in my
my CURT program stuff, she told me I didn't have to UA anymore.
All right, so you're going to do a UA today. What's the result going to be?
It's gonna be positive for marijuana because I get prescribed marijuana through the VA.
All right, and do you have a prescription?
Yes, I actually do. Well, my wife has it on her phone.
All right, we're going to do a UA today.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you able to go right now?
I can try right now, but there was no water. I was trying to drink water in the faucets. There's no water.
Okay. All right, you're going to have a seat in the box. Your attorney is going to come, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we'll just sit you in the box. And then when you need to use the restroom, just let us know, okay? Sure. Is it Anna Weaver?
You want me here, there? Where do you?
Oh, right here. Anna Weaver. All right, counsel, have you received all the discovery?
Judge, I was just hired, so I've just been getting the discovery now.
Okay.
It's been less than a week, Friday, so I believe, but I have not had a chance. The pack is pretty big to go through all of it. So we need some time to do that, Judge, and for me to get back with the prosecution to make sure we have everything.
Okay, and State, did you make an offer?
No, ma'am, I haven't done that yet. Defense counsel has represented to me that the file that I have is very thin. Defense counsel has represented to me that there are many more documents.
Reams of paper,
Yeah.
trees destroyed. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. And I have not seen those at this time. So we could get a reset so that both parties could.
All right,
review that.
Ms. Ferguson, on this case, it's listed as Warren Wolf, but can you make sure?
I did call him, Judge, when I was retained, and he got back to me yesterday and said he received my message, so he knew I was hired.
All right, and Norma, can you make sure that she's in the system? We may just need you to fill out something else,
I
because
already did,
sometimes.
Judge. I filed a notice.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
on top of it.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what St. Mary's grads do.
We're there until we use our minds.
Yes. All right, Ms. Ferguson, on this, can I have a 30-day reset for discovery on Weaver? All right, we will bring you back on September 7th. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks, Judge. You're welcome. Good to see you.
You too.
You ever get to see Celeste? Thank you.
No, because she works the morning shift over at MAC. So I'm actually, the only time I go to magistrate's court at the jail is when I'm taking my students on a field trip.
Oh, yeah. I know she was working the night, but then once she got in charge, she slipped it to the day. I don't
Yeah,
blame
so
you.
now I think she's in the morning, 7 to 3 or something. Yeah, 7 to 3. And then the mid shift, 3 to 11, which I think that's a horrible shift to be on
Oh, I know.
because you can't get anything done for your day.
No, absolutely nothing.
My mom used to work rotating shifts, which now her sleep cycle is just
You can't
all over
catch
the
up.
place.
I don't think I'd like working during the night like that.
Mhm. Well, for my mom, she always said if her shift would have just been the graveyard shift, then her internal clock would be where it was. But where she worked, you would do the morning shift for 7 days, be off for 2, and then they switch you to the middle shift,
Yeah.
7 days,
I know.
and so on and so on.
But I think it's hard to sleep in the day when the sun's out and we got to make everything real dark.
What do you do if you're in Alaska?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's still, at least it wouldn't be 100 and something.
That's true.
I have a friend that went over there this past week and they were showing Memo and I the pictures. Oh, we're gonna go kayaking and the high is 60 something. I'm like, get out of here.
Yeah, we're
I
here.
want to hear you. It's 1,000 degrees here.
Oh, gosh, I hear you.
I know it's horrible. All right. Thank you. Oh, that's a good day because the 2 days before that I was out of town.
All right, State, have you reviewed the motion on Kevin Owens to attend a job fair?
I'm more familiar with the other motion, but
Oh, this is your case.
yes, Your Honor.
All right, so have you reviewed their motion to allow him to attend a job fair from 3 PM to 5 PM?
I very briefly reviewed that, Your Honor. We're opposed.
Okay. All right, and let me know when you're all ready to take this motion up.
I'm ready.
Okay,
The court's ready.
all right, Mr. Owens. Court is calling 2021 CR 1906, State of Texas versus Kevin Owens. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state
Hank Wilkins for the state.
defense?
Arlene Gay with the defendant.
All right, and you're Kevin Owens?
Yes.
So I know there's this motion to permit defendant to attend a job fair, and I know right now he's on full GPS. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And the reason for his full GPS?
It was due to a conviction to a misdemeanor harassment case that's currently on appeal. We are seeking to go to this job fair. It is offered through Bear County through the probation. It's actually held at pretrial services office. And the court required, in order for the defendant to, if he finds a job, that I must bring the employer here for the court to verify and ask questions. So this job fair, we're not attempting to circumvent what the court ordered. What we're doing is this job fair is for employers knowing that the people that they're interviewing have criminal histories. And so we think we have a better chance if one of the employers wants to hire him, that they'd be willing to come to court.
Okay.
Because they know what they're getting, so to speak.
Okay. And state, he's saying, at least counsel is saying from 3 to 5?
Yes, Your Honor, that is the second chance job fair.
And defense? I'm sorry, state?
Yes, Your Honor, we're opposed. We think he's doing pretty good because he is staying at home, Judge. We believe that he has the resources. This is an unnecessary derivation from his bond or his conditions. He's also, we have a pending felony harassment. So we'd like him to stay put while that's pending, Judge.
Okay. Any objections to the court reviewing the email on this second chance job fair? So the court can see if there is blocks of times where they have people there who are applying. Any objections?
I have no objection, Your Honor. And where it's being held is where my client would report for his GPS, where his GPS officer is located.
Okay. Let me just see here. I'm just trying to find the August 2nd date. I don't see an August 2nd
Actually, I
date.
have it on my phone, Your Honor.
All right, if you could pull it up, I see, because I'm looking online. And I see where you have to actually register for it, at least the one that I'm looking at. And let me just put the 2023 date in here. Yeah, I'm looking. I can't find the one for August. I see April 19th. And that was at the Coliseum.
Yes. Oh, yeah, okay, he found it.
Judge Madden.
Yes, please.
This is the county email.
All right, thank you. Whenever I have these computers, I'm always touching the screen.
I wish. Wish mine worked.
All right, so first off, they say that we have 10 spaces available. We ask that you arrive 30 minutes prior to the event.
That's the vendors.
That's the vendors, yes. But where is the rules for,
I didn't see rules, but since it said second chance and it's at pretrial, the building where pretrial services is.
all right, council, do you mind if I forward this to my computer?
No, ma'am. I meant no, ma'am, I don't mind if that was.
Thank you. So I can have some idea what this is about. I mean, I know what it's about, but to see if there are any guidelines or rules.
My understanding is that these occur certain times of the year. And I think the last one they had was in April, but we didn't get enough notice to request for him to go to it, Your Honor.
Okay.
But
Judge, if you were inclined to grant this motion, the state would ask that it be for an hour. If there's going to be 10 vendors, I think he's moving around, he can hit it in an hour. I don't think he needs a full 2 hours, Judge.
my thing is that if they're interested in him, they may want to sit down with him and talk to him.
Well, this is what we're on the record. This is what I'm considering. And you all let me know how you feel about it. So since he's on GPS from 3 to 5 p.m., and I'll say 3 to 4:30, he needs to be in that area and the GPS will show him in that area. And actually, I'm sorry, we can do it from 3 to 5 because it doesn't start getting dark here till late. So what I'm inclined to do, how far is he from this location?
About 20 minutes. You know, maybe with the traffic at that time of day, it may take a little bit longer, but it's.
All right, so this is what the court is proposing. He's allowed to leave his home at 2:30. From the 3 to 5, he needs to be at 222 South Canal Street. If you veer from that, that's going to be a problem. And then he has till I'm going to say 6 p.m. because I know traffic is rough during the 5:30 traffic. But if he ventures off his route from leaving from that location, we're going to have a problem. And depending on if that problem is a real problem or not, we may end up hearing from you while you're in custody. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, so this is what the court is going to order. Defendant is allowed to depart his home at 2:30 p.m. to arrive at 222 South Canal Street. Defendant is to remain at 222 South Kamel Street until 5 p.m. If you want to leave earlier than that, you need to call GPS monitor and tell them you're leaving home, you're leaving to go home early. You must arrive at home by 6 p.m. If there's an issue with traffic, then he needs to call them and say, I'm stuck in traffic, and they'll be able to see on GPS if he's truly stuck in traffic. There are to be no detours from or to 222 South Kamel and your home. You understand?
Yes.
Is there anything about the court's rulings or instruction you do not understand?
No.
All right. And is there anything else?
Yes, Your Honor. Also set today was a motion to set aside the indictment. There's two parts to that motion.
All right, we'll carry that with the trial.
One of them is, the first part of the motion is the constitutionality of the statute. The second part is that this as pled is vague.
Okay.
Um,
All right, State, have you had a chance to review her motions? All right, so you all need to be back here at 1:15 and we'll address that and see if this is the trial that's going to take place.
Okay.
All right, so I'll see you all back at 1:15. And counsel, if you want a copy of the motion that the court has just signed, you can ask the clerks and they'll give it to you.
Thank you.
Could I see, are you guys ready on Casablanca?
Judge, I'm trying to print Norma a copy of my guy's medical marijuana card from the VA, but
Okay.
I've tried 3 times and we're having some problems.
All right, do you have it on a phone or
I
something?
do. Yeah, I
All right,
can
if
text it to you if you want me to.
Well, if the state, or email it to me.
Okay, I emailed it to Norma.
All right. All right, you want my email to see if it comes through any quicker? All right, let me give that to you. Yes? Okay.
Yeah. Don't say the email out loud. You don't want to say the email out loud?
No, could you give that to Robert?
I think I have it, Judge.
Thank you.
Judge, that was just on a permission to travel. When we were leaving, she told me her daughter goes to a Christian academy and she's a volunteer coach.
All right, State,
I did mention it.
you have no objection to the mother being allowed to travel to Killeen, Texas for her daughter's volleyball tournament?
Told you about that.
No, Your Honor, no objection.
Okay.
She's going. She's a volunteer for her daughter's volleyball team. And get permission by Killeen.
All right.
Yeah, well, who wants to, right? But that's where they're going. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. We'll be back at 11:15. And Robert, you just sent that to me?
I emailed it to Norma, Judge, and I've got the Bear County internet so far, because nothing's going on.
Well, if you want
Here.
to, or you want to text it to me?
Sure.
Probation and state on Mr. Mauer's client. Do you have any objections to him texting me his medical marijuana card
No, Your Honor.
so I can view it? Okay. And then I will forward it to you, Bashan. All right, Bashan, I've sent it to you.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
All right, everyone, just give me one moment.
Judge, did you get it?
Yes, just give me one moment. Please be seated. All right, and everyone, we're still recessing at 11:30. All right, and Norma said somebody had something for me?
Yes, Your Honor, I do have a gentleman up here.
Sure. Hi.
Mr. Rocha, I just wanted to bring you some flowers.
Oh, thank you very much.
Came with my partner, most emotional support, but I said, let me stop off and get some flowers from this boy.
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Rocha. And purple, this color is one of my favorites. We have so many vases. I'm gonna get a vase and put it up there today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Happy Tuesday. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Hi. This is like a beautiful, this is like a beautiful Tuesday. My old I shouldn't say old trial partner, but my trial partner.
Old, tired trial partner. Judge, this is Detective John Mahoney. He's from New Braunfels.
Yes.
Have a review a search warrant.
Okay, sure. All right, just give me a moment.
Is it an offer? Just check out. Please. It's not just.
How are you doing?
Oh, thank Are you John Mahoney?
Yes, sir.
All right, could you raise your right hand? You solemnly swear affirm all this true and correct and within your personal knowledge? All right, if you'll sign it.
Judicial district in here. What district?
187th District Court.
87?
Yes. So how's it been going? All right, we're about to try a case. We'll see what case it will be.
The garage right behind you.
Ah, okay, people speed in that garage. They're waiting for somebody to get hit. If it's me, my mom is going to be very upset.
So ready to get to work. They're so eager.
I always tell people, whatever time you arrive is the time you're supposed to arrive. Time is moving so quickly. Oh my gosh. Well, I have a baby niece, so.
Do you?
Oh, yeah, she's doing great. You're welcome. No, she, I think finally starting to enjoy her retirement. Yes, so, yeah. What's good seeing you? Don't be a stranger.
Yes, ma'am. See you soon.
All righty. Martin Rios. Good morning. All right, this is set for trial, correct?
It is set for trial, Your Honor. We're announcing ready.
All right,
The court should be aware that on the family violence case, we still have motions to do.
Okay.
And on the aggravated assault deadly weapon case, we filed a speedy trial motion. Actually, we filed them on both cases.
all right. So you're set at 1:15. So we'll bring you back at 1:15.
Great. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Renee Cantu.
President.
Mr. Rios? Okay.
All right, today is Discovery Day. And where are we on Discovery?
Complete.
Okay. And state if you can get the court a discovery acknowledgement,
Yes, Judge.
and has an offer been tendered?
So Judge, the issue is that there are about 6 cases that are awaiting indictment.
Okay.
5 of them are drug cases. One of them is a QCW felony conviction. All of them have, with all the drug cases, they don't have the drug labs back yet.
Okay.
I checked and I didn't see anything in there.
All right. And so what case is going to take precedent?
Probably one of the drug cases because it is a very large amount of drugs.
All right, because this is possession of 4,200 grams. So are the other cases more than that?
So I think one of them is, Judge, at least from as far as what they wrote in the report, again, having gotten back to the actual lab.
All right, how long do you think the labs will take on
I don't
that?
know, Judge.
All right, I'm gonna give you all a 30-day reset. Well, no. Norma, can you put this for a 45-day reset and we'll see where the labs are on the drug case?
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And if you could let them know to try to do a rush on that one case. And counsel, are you on that case?
I'm on all.
Okay.
I can do September 18th.
All right, we'll be back on September 18th. Once you sign that reset form, you're excused.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Okay. All right. If you will bring that to me.
We're waiting on the paperwork.
And Norma, Roque Chavez, is that the case we were discussing with Bridget? All right, can I see the file on Roque? Oh, thank you. All right, and Bashan, on that one, there's an evaluation that's due. Where's Cornelius Cox client Romero? Was that completed?
No, Judge.
All right, where's Mr. Cox?
He was here conferring.
Okay,
Talking to Garrett, maybe Garrett, he's Garrett, maybe, I don't see Garrett having.
all right,
I know he was conferring with him.
okay.
Oh, sure.
All right, so Norma, the people who are coming back then. All right, Kevin Owens, 115. Carlos Romero, 115. Jose Lozano, 115. Martin Rios, 115. Michael Kilgore, I think his attorney is here confirming. If that doesn't work out, then it's 1:15. Christopher Davis, 1:15. John Meyer, 1:15. John Marino, 1:15. Manuel Mendoza, 1:15. Robin Hernandez, I think that's recalled for tomorrow. Is that correct? Sam Ward, Heener. Recall that because this attorney is not here. Could I see the file on Ward Sam Heener? Or Heener? All right, Norma, do you want to recall that on Thursday or do you want to do it Wednesday morning?
Wednesday morning, Judge.
All right, so that'll come back on the 1st.
On the 2nd?
I'm sorry, the 2nd, yes. And then Matthew Avalos. Who is 605? What division is that in the DA's office?
Yeah, that just denotes drugs.
Yeah.
All right. All right, that's 1:15. All right, is Adolf Lopez here?
He's out there.
Okay. And I'm David Briano. Could I see that file?
Can you check your Zoom, Judge?
Yes. There's someone here.
Cornelius, David Briano, that's a night judge, there's no case.
Okay.
He's gonna have him evaluated.
Okay. And could I see the file on Kayla Rolak?
I think you sent him back already, but. I don't know. He's out there. He's out there. Yeah.
Hello. All right, you're welcome. All right, as soon as they swear him in, we will take it up. All right, thank you. Okay. All right, probation. Ms. Rolak. With regards to the court's conditions, where are we on parenting classes? You want to unmute yourself, Ms. Rolak?
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So have you completed your parenting classes?
I did. I've completed those. I have hey, I have I don't know how many hours I have of community service, but I know I have almost about only 100 left.
Okay. And where, yes, probation?
Yes, Your Honor, the parenting classes were complete. Right now, what I show, she's still responsible for 195 hours.
Mhm.
All of her UAs have been negative.
And are you in school or no?
I'm not in school.
Okay, you were saying that you were going to perhaps enroll in college. Why haven't you done that?
I actually was, and then I couldn't get my ID because the place that we were at, they wouldn't give us the mail key, and we kept asking for it, and they said they'd give it to us and never did. So then I could never get my hard copy ID, and I needed to take the TSI, I think it's called, and I couldn't do it without a hard copy ID to show them.
All
So
right. So what have you been doing with your life?
I have been just with Layla, with my daughter, and with my mom. And I've been trying to apply to jobs everywhere, but I'm also doing, I'm still doing my modeling. I can't right now like go and do runways, but I can still, I get, what are they called? The casting calls. And then you upload videos to be able to be picked for them to see if I get the roles.
Who are you modeling with?
It's MTM.
All
So
right,
I started off with, sorry.
Don't become a Lifetime movie. Make sure everything is legitimate. And I say that because I've seen plenty of Lifetime movies where people are going somewhere. And recently, I think somebody went in a desert with some photographer. And as my mom and I watched the Lifetime movie, you know what we say? Nobody would do that. This can't be a true story. And you know what ends up happening at the end of the movie? The screen goes black. And then next thing you know, they have a law named after that person. So don't get caught up where there's a law named after you, okay?
Okay.
All right, so just be careful when you're going to places. Let people know this is where I'm going to be. If it feels sketchy, then follow your instincts and just leave. But don't ever go out to some place in the middle of nowhere with somebody, you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I would say take a friend, but in the Lifetime movie, you know who always end up getting killed? The best friend. But be sure to take some people with you. If you take 3 or 4 people with you, the only person who's going to get caught is the slowest person. Okay?
Okay.
So are you thinking about going back to school?
Yes, I am for sure going to enroll again. I am just waiting for my friend's they're letting me send my ID there, so I know that I can for sure get it.
Okay. All right. So when are you getting your ID sent there?
I just had, because I reordered it. I just now reordered it again. So like in about a week and a half.
All right. Because you got to have plans for your life. Otherwise, you're going to look up and days will have passed, months will have passed. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, probation.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem. Hey, how old is your child?
She's 3.
That's what 3-year-olds do. You got to let them do what they do.
Don't draw on me.
There was no
There's
opposition.
paper right here.
For removal.
There's no opposition.
That is correct.
All right. So here's the thing, Ms. Rolek, I'm going to give you a little leeway. I'm going to remove the GPS, but that's not for you to say you're wild and free. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So you need to continue doing what you're supposed to do.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
3 years are going to be 3-year-olds. You can't, when a 3-year-old is excited, let the 3-year-old be excited. Because this is the only time where you have a child, one of the ages where you have a child, and all they do is sleep, eat, watch cartoons. I would suggest Tad, what is it called? Is it Tad the Explorer? Tad the Explorer. That's a great things that children love. That and Shrek. My mom has seen Shrek about 40 times now. She knows every song. All right, so I'm going to remove it. Here's the thing. If there is any issue, discuss it with probation. If you feel they're not addressing it, you can always come back to court by Zoom. All right, keep up the good work, okay?
Does that mean I can today go get it off?
Well, I've just signed to have it removed. So once the probation officer puts it in the system, you'll be able to take it off. Well,
Okay,
have them
thank
take
you.
it off, not you.
Yeah.
And remember what I said, don't have a Lifetime movie with you in it, okay? Unless it's for something great.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Is she excused, Pashawn? All right. Good luck.
Thank
Tell
you
your
so
parents
much.
I said hi.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye. All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, everyone. So the court is taking its break at 11:30. Everybody who has plea agreements, then you all need to be back here at 1 o'clock and we will take that up at 1:15. But we're taking our break and the deputies are going to get their break. Everybody else, you're coming back at 1:15. Yes. Miguel who? Yes, sentencing. Yes, and we'll do the plea today.
Today?
Yes.
Okay, well, we're ready.
All right, we're going to come back at 1 and I'll do it at that time.
We can't just do the plea first.
No.
He signed the paper.
Yeah, we'll do it today.
Okay.
All right, thank you. So everyone, we're going to take our break.
Do I take the plea paperwork?
First, yeah.